The South China Sea shimmered under a brooding afternoon sky, heavy clouds pressing low as the American cargo ship Liberty Dawn carved steadily through the disputed waters. She was a massive freighter, her decks stacked high with containers holding $500 million worth of cutting-edge semiconductors, lithium batteries, rare earth minerals, and medical equipment. Cargo bound from Taiwan to Singapore, on what should have been just another routine commercial voyage. 45 crew members went about their duties, the ship flying the stars and stripes, protected solely by international maritime law and the unspoken promise of freedom of navigation. No guns, no escorts, just a working vessel doing what thousands do every day. Then the horizon erupted. 8 Chinese J-15 fighter jets burst from the direction of Hainan Island, afterburners glowing orange, diving from high altitude with terrifying speed. They closed the gap in seconds, engines screaming, and began aggressive low-level passes directly over the Liberty Dawn at barely 300 feet. The sonic booms hammered the superstructure, shaking the entire ship, rattling teeth, and sending crew members scrambling for cover as the massive vessel rocked in the disturbed water. The lead Chinese pilot's voice crackled over the international emergency frequency, cold and commanding. "American intruder, you have entered sovereign Chinese territory. Immediately divert course to Hainan Island for inspection or face immediate consequences." The Liberty Dawn's captain, gripping the bridge wing rail, keyed the mic with steady hands. "Negative. We are in international waters on a legal passage. You have no authority here. Cease your maneuvers and withdraw." The response was instant. 2 of the J-15s broke formation and screamed directly at the ship's bridge, forcing the helmsman into sharp evasive turns that sent containers shifting dangerously in their lashings. The jets circled like predators, engines thundering, deliberately trying to herd the freighter toward the Chinese claim zone. At that moment, the Liberty Dawn's distress call went out across the waves. "Mayday, Mayday!" American-flagged vessel Liberty Dawn under aggressive harassment by Chinese military aircraft. "They are attempting to force us into claimed waters. Request immediate assistance." Unbeknownst to the Chinese pilots, they had made 5 catastrophic miscalculations. The Liberty Dawn was not alone. 50 miles away, the USS Ronald Reagan carrier strike group maintained silent overwatch. 10 F-35 Lightning II stealth fighters were already airborne on combat air patrol, invisible to Chinese radars, fully armed and waiting. Indo-Pacific Command had been tracking the elevated Chinese activity all morning and had already authorized defensive measures. Any attempt to board, damage, or force a USF-lagged commercial vessel would be treated as an act of aggression against American commerce. And perhaps most fatally, the Chinese had no idea what stealth truly meant in 2026. The F-35s, call sign Phantom Squadron, received the order almost simultaneously with the Mayday. Chinese aircraft demonstrating hostile intent toward U.S. merchant vessel. Weapons free. Protect the Liberty Dawn. Engage if they do not immediately disengage. The stealth fighters accelerated unseen, closing the distance at blinding speed. On the guard frequency came the calm, unmistakable voice of Phantom Lead. Pele aircraft harassing American merchant vessel. This is United States Navy. You are ordered to cease all aggressive actions and return to base immediately. You have 10 seconds to comply, or you will be engaged. 10, 9, 8. The Chinese flight leader snarled back. "This is the People's Liberation Army Navy. These waters belong to China. Imperialist vessels will." The countdown reached 0. In the next 90 seconds, 20 AIM-120D missiles left their rails, streaking toward the J-15s at 4 times the speed of sound. Chinese radar warning receivers screamed in panic. Pilots dumped flares, rolled inverted, pulled into desperate high-G brakes. But the missiles were fire and forget, active radar homing, and utterly unforgiving. One after another, the J-15s disintegrated in brilliant fireballs. Wings tore away, cockpits vanished in flame, Wreckage rained into the sea. 7 pilots never had the chance to eject. The 8th managed to punch out at the last instant, his parachute drifting alone amid burning debris. 90 seconds after the first missile launch, all 8 Chinese fighters were gone. The Liberty Dawn sailed on, undamaged, her crew stunned but safe, watching the distant smoke trails dissipate on the horizon as the F-35s established protective orbit overhead. But the response was far from over. Before the dogfight had even concluded, the Reagan had already launched the second wave. 18 additional F-35s, 4 EA-18G Growlers, and a full strike package of long-range precision munitions. The Growlers flooded Chinese radar networks across the Spratly Islands with electronic noise, blinding surface-to-air missile batteries and turning advanced detection systems into useless static. Moments later, 36 AGM-88 HARM missiles streaked toward every active radar emitter on Fiery Cross Reef, Subi Reef, Mischief Reef, and the other outposts' 10 major installations obliterated in a single coordinated salvo. With the eyes of the Chinese defense network burned out, the strike fighters moved in unchallenged. 72 JDAMs and JASSM standoff missiles rained down on 7 artificial islands. Runways were cratered beyond repair. Hangars collapsed, burying multi-million-dollar J-20s, Y-8 patrol planes, helicopters, and drones beneath tons of twisted steel and concrete. Fuel farms erupted into towering fireballs visible from 50 miles away. Ammunition bunkers chain detonated, shaking the man-made islands like earthquakes. Docks buckled, moored warships listed and sank at their piers. Command centers were reduced to smoking rubble. Simultaneously, 2 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers, already airborne from Andersen Air Force Base on Guam, released 32 additional JASSM cruise missiles against mainland support infrastructure, aircraft repair depots near Sanya, aviation fuel production facilities, missile assembly plants, radar factories, and pilot training centers. Entire logistics chains were severed in minutes. 4 U.S. destroyers then added 50 Tomahawk cruise missiles, hammering People's Liberation Army Navy coastal aviation bases in the Paracels, wiping out drone squadrons, attack helicopter pads, and maritime patrol aircraft. 6 Australian Super Hornets, operating in coordination from Northern Australia, delivered the final precision blows. 12 Brimstone missiles that shattered 3 key command and control headquarters. 37 minutes after the Chinese jets first appeared over the Liberty Dawn, the operation was complete. 23 Chinese military aircraft destroyed, 8 in the air, 15 on the ground. 7 major militarized reefs heavily damaged. 18 radar sites eliminated. 9 fuel and ammunition depots incinerated. An estimated 512 Chinese personnel killed or seriously injured across air, ground, and naval units. Allied losses: 0 aircraft damaged, 0 personnel casualties. The Liberty Dawn continued her voyage without further incident, delivering her $500 million cargo to Singapore exactly on schedule. The crew, exhausted but unharmed, stepped ashore as quiet heroes. In the days that followed, commercial satellite imagery flooded the internet, cratered runways, burning hangars, shattered concrete islands, irrefutable proof of the devastation. Chinese state media called it a minor defensive incident and claimed light damage, but the world saw the truth. Shipping companies quietly adjusted insurance rates downward for the region. Major trading nations, Japan, South Korea, Australia, the Philippines, deepened naval cooperation with the United States. The unspoken message was unmistakable. Attempts to coerce or seize American commercial vessels would no longer be tolerated. The gray zone harassment tactics that had intimidated mariners for years were suddenly revealed as extraordinarily expensive mistakes. China's South China Sea Air and island network, once a symbol of unchallenged dominance, had been exposed as vulnerable. The cost-benefit equation had changed forever. Send fighters to bully a freighter, And within 37 minutes, you could lose an entire squadron, your forward airfields, your radar coverage, your logistics backbone, and your strategic prestige. The Liberty Dawn sailed on, a single ship that had triggered a reckoning across the sea. The waters remained open. Trade continued uninterrupted. And the lesson was seared into history. Never threaten American commerce in international waters, because the response will be swift, overwhelming, and merciless.